Krazul, Eye of Mount Tura. To my sister, may the mysteries in life bring adventure, growth, mended wounds, passion, and determination. To kill is not an act of true evil. To entrench the young and brave in unimaginable upheaval is torturous. May the mighty soar into the sun when guardians have left them naked, and may the weak wallow in self-pity in the arms of no one. Prologue. The harsh winds of the Pavra Desert gusted grains of peach-brown sand along the impenetrable clear dome of Drimvald Manor, faintly heard from inside. Tense silence consumed men and women seated around a dark brown table, filling a room below a green and amber-misted view of two infants that rested in a basket with legs weaved to the ground in the room above them, innocent to the discussion at hand. "Where is Dromora?" asked the dark curly-haired man with walnut eyes from the far left side of the table, twirling an emerald-serrated knife, in which its diamond edge reflected in the ocean-blue eyes of the man at the head of the north end of the table. "Stop twirling the pathetic knife of yours, Pally. It's giving me a headache. And my wife is eating. You know how she gets when she's hungry." "Sorry, Vastian. I don't notice when I do it." Pally put the knife in his maroon leather holster. "And it's not pathetic, Vastian. This knife has killed hundreds." "Hundreds of what? Those fluffy things humans call bunnies?" Everyone chuckled. "I've only seen you kill a dozen fools with that tiny thing." "And I've seen you marry 4 women," said the woman closest to Vastian. Vastian spawned black thorny vines around her neck from his airy forest green robe, keeping a strong gaze as the vine put enough pressure to trickle blood from her chest. "Mind your tongue, Alicine." Though her eyes did not hide loathing of his marital history, she breathed hoarsely as the thorns pricked her neck, skin becoming pink and red as it swelled with blood. "Sorry," he sneered with a haughty, mocking whimper, and retracted the vines, vanishing into the shadows below his robe. He plucked a black plum, from an emerald marble bowl, popping it into his mouth, swiftly spitting out the pit into a neighboring empty black bowl, licking his lips as he saw Dromora enter the room in a blood-red dress. Wasp oil. Shaking hands with the devil is one thing. Shaking hands with me is another. Chapter 1. Trickle, drip, flood. A man with grinning orange tufts of hair walked dead fish-eyed down an alley only lit by a smashed oil drum that caught fire when someone had just thrown it 3 floors up from the only apartment with no window. Though the man did not care for the details, nor did he notice what the oil drum was. His left eye was swollen shut, and his right eye was bloodshot and leaking black and yellow pus. As he passed the flaming oil drum, the light of the flames shone the shotgun blast to the back of his head, bleeding down his shredded maroon sweater. Deep scars made him wince and breathe hoarsely every second breath. His ears were mushroomed from years of getting into street fights, though this night they nearly closed in on themselves and hung off the side of his face, to which he couldn't hear or see the bums fighting and throwing each other on either side of the alley. They were too preoccupied with their anger to ask this man if he was okay. The man kept walking droningly. Having made it through the alley, he found himself at a fenced-off concrete soccer court where men and women were playing. He collided with the gate, which swung inwards, and the ball sunk into his stomach. A young, well-built Filipino man came up to him and said, "My guy, give us the ball." The man wheezed as he looked down at the ball. The head squelched into his stomach. "Fuck's sake, Danny, just take the ball. He's obviously hammered." said a tall, gaunt, pale woman, grabbing the ball from the man, which, to her disgust, made the man's intestines spill out of his shirt. "Oh, nasty, yo! You gotta get to the hospital, man! How are you even walking?" Fuck kill me, uttered the man hoarsely right before he collapsed. Shit. Yo, Mary, call the cops and get an ambulance. Got it. Hurry, don't this man bleeding all over the court. The man teetered back, rattling the chain link, then slumped onto the ground with his intestines pouring bloodily on the court. Fuck me, Mary. What's up? Where are the fucking cops? 5 minutes, chill, bro. Don't tell me to fucking chill, bro. My guy. Miss Caramel. Your monsters can be your best friends in your head. They can be hiding under your bed. Or they could be ripping your guts out and then make a goddamn balloon animal. How about a dog, friend? Chapter 1. Dennis hugged his ragged-looking teddy bear as he stared at a stack of yellowing manuscripts he wished he could burn. Tar. They will crawl as it holds their thoughts in place. Chapter 1. As the Calston family drove away from Nobula City, leaving behind Rainey, their gangster mother and wife, the kids in the back cocooned themselves in their little world, annoyed at every pothole and imperfection on Highway 13, heading towards a small and unforgiving town called Barlock, a place they had no clue existed. Colin, their dad, and the one driving the car, was as clueless as they were, but he knew that what money and connections he had would at least give them the best house in this corner of the world. At least, that's what the realtor told him back in the city, begging him to at least come see the house before buying based on just a few pictures and price. Marry me, dead by the sea. Sometimes dead love isn't dead. Chapter 1. The night tide on the southeast side of the Pacific Ocean, low and steady, lapped coldly with white froth and salty seaweed over a man so battered and covered in glowing jellyfish it would be impossible to tell how old he was. That is, until the jellyfish no longer had life to sting him, then sloughed off, showing his bruised, cut, disfigured face that had been leathered by days of sun and ocean salt. A couple, only seen by torches along lawn chairs on the beach, saw this man, startled and frightened to see an unconscious body. They ran to him, hoping he wasn't dead. Myra. Sometimes greener grass doesn't mean happier times. Chapter 1. Wind doesn't whistle down in Ryanoon, but every few years it will burst through the cornfields and destroy everything. Warm and cold fronts tend to collide in simultaneous revulsion and infatuation of each other, pummeling the earth on fierce momentum, passing through neighborhoods as if human life is a hindrance on its mission. What mission that is besides being its ruthless, relentless 5-star journal of Mother Nature is beyond anyone's contempt. We all know and understand it's just nature being nature. But on July 28, 1970, Ryanoon not only experienced the worst and most ferocious tornadoes, but something evil nestled in the eye of the storm that changed everything that was right with the world. Dead mirrors follow. That second trip from the car to the kitchen is normal. The second visit from death isn't for you. Chapter 1. A man drenched in a tattered, shredded maroon shirt and black jeans covered by what lies at the bottom of an ocean stood at Nikki's bedside. He took in the drab and lifeless bedroom, catching his glowing yellow and sapphire eyes in the mirror of Nikki's armoire. Lights of a passing fire truck showed the black and red paste dribbling from his drooling, deadpan yet grimacing smile. Silver in the closet. Love eludes those who don't see it in themselves. However, I did not know true love until I met you. It was something I could touch as tenderly as I would touch a beautiful black stallion. But with you, the moment our lips touched, it was as if every fiber of everything became untethered and unencumbered by order and sense. Chapter 1. Bad Wine and Good Grappa. I stared at the breathtaking picture of Tatya, her long wavy brown hair fluttering in the hot wind of a small island along the southern hemisphere. I've never met her, but the one picture I have of her, smiling freely, exploded with lavender and peach pie. Yet there was this layer of strong coffee with a hint of chocolate. It's been nearly 2 years since we've started writing letters to one another, talking for hours on the phone. I've never felt such love for someone, yet feel so alone. Every time I've said I would leave everything to be with her, she would tell me it's not a good idea. But never did she say why. So one night, as the vacant night sky's silence did nothing to help me, I decided to leave. Meet her for the first time. And probably the last.